Hi, my name is Sandy Hall. I'm a real estate broker from Northern California. I first stopped training at FrontSight after I started selling foreclosures. I sell abandoned foreclosed homes for several large banks in America. And I've had several instances where I've been threatened. I've had one occupant one time when I came knocking threatened to pull a gun on me if I ever came back. Now these are people who've just lost their home to foreclosure, and I'm the first person that comes knocking to inform them that it's time to leave. So that makes me the messenger. So that puts me at risk because I'm on the front lines. Another person once punched the stucco wall right next to my head when I was talking to him. And then one time I had an old lady call me on the phone right after I left and threatened to bash my head in with a baseball bat if I ever came around there again. So I quickly realized that I'm in a dangerous position and I needed to think about my personal safety. There's also been cases where I walk into some of my vacant listings that are on the market, since I have to do regular safety checks, and sometimes I see that they've been broken into, they've been vandalized. In some cases I've even walked in and found vagrants inside there, and it's very scary when you walk into a property and they jump up and scream and you scream and you don't know what they're going to do. Sometimes they just run out the back door, which is the best case, but you never know what you're walking into. And so I came to FrontSight so that I can get trained in firearms and so that I can then go home and apply for a CCW so that I could protect myself in my line of profession. I first heard about FrontSight from my mother. After telling her about some of the scary incidents that I've encountered, she told me about this great gun training school called FrontSight in Nevada. And so I listened to her, and she had just bought a couple of memberships and was planning on going out in the near future. And so then she told me about it, and then my husband and I quickly agreed to join FrontSight, and it's been a great mother-daughter experience. So far, my experiences here at FrontSight have been phenomenal. The staff is amazing. They are so friendly. They are so helpful. After taking a gun training class in my local hometown, which was very militaristic, I joined FrontSight and came out here, and the training is just, it's so friendly, it's so supportive, and it's nothing like any other training in the world that I've heard about. When I get home, I tell my friends and family what I've been doing this week out at FrontSight and all that I've learned. And some of my friends are anti-gun and anti-weapons, and usually when they're naysayers, I ask them, have you ever held a gun or have you ever fired a gun? And most of the time their answer is no. And so I ask them, I invite them to the range, I invite them to look at it, touch it, come over or experience it, and to be open-minded to it, because until they've actually had some training and ever fired a firearm, it's really hard for them to cast judgment. Dr. Piazza, I just want to thank you so much for setting up this school. I really wish that there were more of these around the world, because the 9-hour drive is a bit grueling, but it is so worth it. If I could talk to the whole of America, I would say that every American should be armed with a firearm and know how to use it. It's our constitutional right, and if we don't protect those rights, we're going to lose them.